dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month, I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
What's up, everybody? You're back in the building for day number 3 straight. Politics of Being Black in America show. I am your host, the all-knowing, all-loving, all-feeling, all-seeing, all-powerful. Just damn all everything. Sexy as hell host of this channel, me, Lamont Tyson. That was a harder chest beat today because I did trade, made $400 on NVIDIA. And if you didn't know, you can follow me every day on my Win by Losing in Stocks channel. But for today, what we do here is we talk about politics, how it affects Black people and minorities, and also debunking the behaviors, narratives set in place by white, Christian, fake Republican men that we have established as society norms. I will take super chat questions at the end of this video. And for now, I've got predetermined topics that are going on politically today that affect you. The first and foremost one today, folks, we call the man Taco Trump for a reason, because deadlines come, he backs down. Now, I hate that we call him Taco Trump because I like tacos. It is a Mexican cuisine that I love, and I don't want anything that I love to be associated with Donald John Trump. But we do call him that. And so he's been telling us we're winning this war, lie after lie after lie. If Pinocchio could be real, Trump would have a nose that spans the whole damn United States, but he's not. And so let's get an update from the Midas Touch of what's going on with this war, because folks, this war is nowhere near over. We shouldn't be in it in the first place. And let's see what's going on.
So Donald Trump has already folded. Trump has just announced that he's pausing what he called Project Freedom. That's the operation that he launched yesterday to escort ships through the Strait of Hormuz. There's no evidence that a single ship actually made it through under this operation. The operation also caused Iran not to back down, but to escalate. They struck targets in the UAE, including critical infrastructure, in direct response to this. Now Trump is calling it a tremendous military success as he backtracks on the whole thing. At the same time, he says that the blockade on Iranian ports is still in place, which is important because Iran has repeatedly said that they're not going to negotiate while the blockade continues. So he's pausing this failed operation, but keeping the thing in place that's preventing negotiations. Here's Trump's full statement that he just posted on Truth Social. Based on the request of Pakistan and other countries, the tremendous military success that we have had during the campaign against the country of Iran, and additionally, the fact that great progress has been made toward a complete and final agreement with representatives of Iran, we have mutually agreed that while the blockade will remain in full force and effect, Project Freedom, the movement of ships through the Strait of Hormuz, will be paused for a short period of time to see whether or not the agreement can be finalized and signed. President Donald J. Trump. I guess it's fitting that he decided to do this on Taco Tuesday, and hey, I guess he wanted to go big on the taco for Cinco de Mayo. I don't know. That's it for now. Spread the word. Listen to the Midas Touch podcast for more.
Stop, man. Don't associate this dude with tacos. I love tacos. Cinco de Mayo is 2 days before my birthday, so I'm always having to share my birthday, May 7th, with Cinco de Mayo and Mother's Day. I get crammed right in between it. But I digress. Let's talk about Trump and his lying ass. How is this hypocritical? And how is this outside what white America has put as a narrative that we should follow? Number one, they always tell us we should be trying to make peace while their white asses is not doing that. Number two, they tell us that if we verbally make a commitment, we should follow through. Trump's not doing that either. I was always taught be humble by white America. When has Trump ever been humble? Even in this lie social post, he's up here bolstering about what he's going to do, how he's going to do it. And folks ain't done nothing but lie and back down. Iran is a country that does not have nuclear weapons. Most of the country has been poor for years. So it's basically like the big bad New York is fighting some small town in Kansas. But the small town in Kansas that doesn't have the resources is basically kicking your ass. That's what we got going on here. And may I remind everyone over and over and over again, Barack Obama had something in place to keep Iran at bay, and that wasn't good enough for Trump. He had to tear that up because he hates the thought that a black man was president in this country. He hates the thought that a black man got stuff done in this country. And he probably hates the thought of the size of black men's penises. That's a stereotype. It's kind of a joke, folks. I'm not serious about that. But I'm sure in Trump's mind, he's serious about that. Look, final thought on this, man. Gas prices have been going up like 50 cents a week in the United States because of the shit going on in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran pretty much controls it. It's not theirs, but they control it based on their proximity. And what Trump wants to do is save face. Problem is, each and every day, the people that voted hate over the food on their plate are getting kicked over and over so bad that they can't even let their hate sustain them no more. On this channel, we got a saying when we deal with folks who love to vote hate over putting food on their plate. That's the saying. And the people that voted for that because they hated a woman, they hated a black woman, they hated the idea of someone coming in to help everybody, not just the 1% rich. Now they're seeing the cost of their damn hate. Their hate ain't putting food on the plate. And that has caused Trump's numbers to drop below 30%. Finally, it should be in the damn teens. This dude is atrocious. And the fact that he still has numbers hovering between 25 to 30% is bad. But this war is kicking his ass because a lot of Republicans don't like wars either. Or let me rephrase that. Republicans who are not rich, they don't like war. They don't understand why are we in war? Why are we spending all this money on war? Why are my kids, sons, and daughters dying over something that really doesn't have a lot to deal with me? And it's starting to poke through. So post your comments, let me know what you think about that. And now this kind of ties into this war, but it directly deals with Trump and how they always seem to find money for war, but can't never find money for the things America needs: healthcare, education, childcare, a Band-Aid while you're in between incomes, help with legal assistance, help with the elderly. Trump wants $1 billion for his damn ballroom, and the Republicans seem to just keep finding money for it. Take a look at this.
In the latest episode of Stupid Ways Republicans Waste Your Money, it is now clear that they're about to spend $1 billion of your money to build Trump's ballroom. Now, I'm sure upon seeing this, the Republicans are going to say, oh, I said, that's fake news. That cannot possibly be true. Trump said that it would be privately funded. Well, I see there, fellas, you did not read the fine print. Because inside of the new Republican reconciliation budget bill, they have now outlined $1 billion of your money to go and rebuild this ballroom. Here it is. Here's the text. For $1 billion to remain available until September the 30th, 2029 for the purposes of security adjustments and upgrades, including within the perimeter fence of the White House compound to support enhancements to United States Secret Service related to the East Wing modernization project. Now, what is going on in the East Wing at the White House? Well, my friends, that would be the construction of Trump's ballroom. Isn't it insane that after Trump went and raised our prices and he said,
we're fighting wars, we can't take care of daycare.
He said he's got no money for childcare, but he can literally spend $1 billion on a ballroom that 99.99999% of America will never step foot in the first place. He's got $1 billion to rename the Department of War, but no money for you. He's got $1 billion to go and retrofit a Qatari plane, but no money for you. He's got hundreds of millions of dollars to go and play radio ads all across this country of taxpayer funds for his own DHS, but no money for you. He's got $500 million a day for this blockade in Iran, $2 billion a day for the conflict in general. He's got $3.4 trillion to go give tax cuts to the richest people on earth, but he's got no money for you. Because those same Republicans that are letting him do money fans with the tax dollars that you send to the government couldn't care less about you. They're laughing at you because they will be drinking martinis and drinking scotch on your dime in this ballroom, and you will not. The Republican Party is for Trump, not for you.
Shout out to the big homie Isaiah Martin. Go check him out on social media. Folks, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of this. as much as these Republicans can always find money for whatever the hell they want to find money for, we have to address the fact that we have Americans that still vote for the shit, and they can't even afford. These people have one tooth in their mouth that's yellow, and they can't afford to get it white. They would rather vote for the party that they know is spending money in a place that's not going to help them than to vote for the party that believes in spending money for the betterment of everybody. I'm talking about the Democrats. Why? Education, ladies and gentlemen. Education, and we have to continue to demystify these societal norms that have been put in place by white Republican men. Because white Republican men tell these prideful white folks in flyover country that you should not want a handout. When these rich white dudes are the biggest provocateurs of handouts you've ever seen. Think Elon Musk, think Jeff Bezos, think people like that that don't need a damn dime, that get the biggest handouts from the government, while they're telling you you don't need a handout. You need to bootstrap it. You need to work your finger to the bone. You need to work so many jobs you don't even get to see your family, and then probably get divorced because you don't get to see your family because they miss you. These are the people that are telling you these bull jive lies that they do not live their life by, people. The point of a government is to provide security, protection, and safety for its citizens, and to steer the economy in a way that's best for everybody. That's the point of a government. That's the point of a democratic government, should I say, not a fascist government, which is what we have with Trump, not an oligarchy, which is what we have with Trump, but of a democratic republic, which is what we are in the United States. Now, that's another myth we need to demystify. They say all that shit because certain people at a certain age, at lesser education, believe it in the beginning, only to have the wool pulled over their eyes by the very people telling them all that bull jive, while those people are doing things behind their back that they don't want you to know. And this spending all this money is one of the biggest Republican myths that I have been privileged to see in almost 45 years of my life. They tell you, the American people, socialism is bad, when they are the biggest people using socialism. Every time they need to have an excuse to spend money, they come up with some fake ass war, and they spend billions that they claim we do not have. Every time they get elected in a majority, they talk about how bad the deficit is, but yet they give tax cuts that increase the deficit by billions. And the only people who are paying for these tax cuts are the middle class and poor. And if you go to Fox News would have you believe that the rich people are footing the majority of the bill by jerry-rigging these numbers so that it looks like that's who's doing it. But Fox News never shows you the number of tax breaks that they get. Fox News never shows you who's paying real income taxes. Fox News never shows you how the super rich are able to take out a 1% loan on their assets, not take a salary, and have their paid salaries go to assets so that they don't pay no taxes. So they don't never tell you that shit. But you, the average American, the middle class or the poor guy who goes to work for somebody and has taxes taken out of your check, you see that and you get mad at the government. And that's what they want. That's what Republicans want you to do. They want you to stay mad at the government so they can continue to fuck you over and blame it on Democrats. See how this works, ladies and gentlemen? We got $1 billion for a ballroom. That $1 billion could damn near be childcare for half of America at least, so that people can actually go to work. People can actually go to school to better themselves. But do those individuals, those white Anglo-Saxon Republicans, really and truly want you to better yourself? No, because if you did, you wouldn't need them. And the one thing they need most is for you to need them, which is why they keep running a campaign of hate over putting food on your plate. Post your comments, folks. Let me know what you think about my boy Isaiah Martin. I got to get him on this show, man. That dude go hard. I love him. And we've got another video from him. He goes on and does a lot of debates, folks, with MAGA. He goes on CNN. This dude he's one of the best in his class right now at debates. We're hitting folks with knowledge and being able to keep his composure when they start lying. So here he is. He took a phone call from someone who loves Trump even to this day. And watch what happens, ladies and gentlemen. You won't believe this.
Biden also bombed in Iran and
I didn't know
Syria
he
and
didn't.
Yemen.
No, he didn't. He did not bomb
I mean, you
in
could
Iran.
Google that right now.
He bombed in Iran? When did he bomb Iran? Tell me the
Yemen,
date on that.
Syria,
No. We're talking about Iran. When did he bomb Iran?
I can bring up the Google link.
Yeah, tell me.
The Washington Post, and it will be probably Remedia. But I can. Would you rather the Washington Post article?
Whatever you want to pull up.
A few moments later.
So he bombed Iranian-backed militias.
Ooh, that is not the same thing. Iranian-backed militias is not the same as bombing Iran. You realize that, right?
Yeah, I'll concede to that.
Yeah,
but
so he didn't. So he didn't bomb Iran. That just didn't happen.
But he did.
So he did. So he did.
Bomb.
No. He did not bomb Iran. That was the point that you made, and that did not happen.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, those who are breaking MAGA or getting out of MAGA and realizing how Fox News and that circle has been lying to you, this is how the average Republican is able to spin stories. They'll tell partial pieces of the truth so that they sound like they know what the hell they're talking about, when the whole thing collapses under the plot of the lie that is the basis of whatever the story they're telling. Isaiah Martin, check that dude. That dude's whole story was based on Biden bombed Iran. And I don't know the rest of the context, but I'm sure it was Isaiah was chastising him on the fact that why are we in this war in the first place? And this guy was probably saying, well, Biden did it. Another myth we have to demystify that was started by white people, Republican white people. They tell you not to blame other people for your misgivings or your shortcomings. Trump and his administration cannot get the taste of Obama, Biden, Hillary Clinton out of their mouth. I don't know what would fuck the taste out of those Democrats out of their mouths. Every other day is Biden did this, is Obama did that. Obama ain't been the president in almost over 2 decades. But yet, for some reason, that established narrative that was never really and truly true, white people don't seem to have that same upholding for Trump. You know why? Because it was never really the truth. There are times, ladies and gentlemen, in life, oftentimes, where no matter how well you do, you're not going to achieve something. Because there are barriers in place out of your control. And white people don't want to admit that, because if they admitted that, they would have to admit the fallacy that they get help from the government to do their businesses, to get their taxes lowered, to do all kinds of other things that they don't want you, the middle class and poor, to take advantage of. And by saying that, folks, I'm not saying that you don't look within self to see, have you done everything you can do? You do that. But even when you do that, there are still going to be outside barriers you can't control that other people are controlling that white guys would tell you not to blame. Trump is in control of everything right now. He can blame Tom and Jerry. For those of you that aren't old enough to remember, that was a cartoon that I used to watch, that my grandma used to watch. He can blame those two. It shit don't matter, because he's in control of everything right now. He has the House, he has the Senate, and he's got a part of government he ain't supposed to have, the judiciary. The buck stops with him. The buck stops with these lying ass Republicans. And at the end of the day, the buck will have to end with Democrats getting control of power and fixing everything that Trump has undone. Because right now there seems to be no real justice in America. Hasn't been for a lot of minorities for a long time, and women too. But right now there is no line of justice for this administration. And if we are to believe in the ideals that were put on paper for America, we've got to establish justice. And when Democrats get power, you've got to expand that court, then lock it down. You've got to go after Trump and the whole damn administration. And some of this has got to be war crimes. If you can't get them on Epstein, get them on war crimes, because we're in bed with the #1 war criminal in the world right now, which is Benjamin Netanyahu. And we should not be helping that man and his apartheid state do anything. but we are. And we've got to weed out those Republicans and Democrats that support that bull job. Post your comments, let me know what you think. Please go check out my boy Isaiah Martin. Do be on it. Sticking with y'all's president, Donald Trump. Did y'all hear how y'all's president thought Greece was a person? Oh, yeah. We elected a man who is so dumb. He thought Greece was a person. I guess that's better than thinking grease is something you use to fry chicken. But this man thought Greece was a person. I can't make this up. This comes to us from my boy Godfrey, the comedian, who does a lot of funny skits, and he's very political, progressively. Take a look at what he found.
Greece has been terrific. He's a terrific guy.
Greece has been very supportive, actually. Greece has been terrific. He's a terrific guy.
He's terrific. He's fantastic. I think he's wonderful. Some people don't really get along with Greece. I get along with him.
Because he understands the importance of it, you know.
He's fantastic. Sometimes he's a little bit annoying, but it's what it is.
No, it's really nice.
I love Greece. Now Japan, he could be very, very annoying, very rude.
Oil goes up a little bit. I hate it. You know, I was the one that had it down to $60 a barrel.
Japan, every time I talk to him, he's very rude. And then Nigeria is, I have to take him in bits, in little bits. Nigeria, in the Arkansas, every time Arkansas likes to send me little emojis. Arkansas always sends me emojis. These are my friends. Biden does not have friends. I'm telling you, the other day I talked to Serbia, said, I don't like Biden. That's what he told me. Yo, the breakdown is happening, and it's right up here. And his crew are just sitting there going, yeah, Greece, boy, he's a cool motherfucker, ain't he? Yeah. God dang.
People who are in my inner circle, which is only like 3 or 4, I always talk about Trump is a symptom of the cancer that's really going on in America. And that bigger cancer is the American people that voted for this man 3 times. Voted for this man 3 times and just lied through their teeth about believing in the ideals of America, about being patriots. This man was not qualified the first time he got in office. Then you lived through him being in office. You saw how unqualified he were. You saw him start a riot to insurrect the government. You've seen him let a lot of those people off who go back and become child sex offenders. Hell, one of his buddies just got caught last weekend in a child trafficking ring in Florida. Florida seems to be the child trafficking ring of the mainland states, doesn't it? We might need to do some investigating there. And you still voted this dumbass back in office that thinks Greece is a person. He thinks it's Grease lightning. That's a dance. Y'all voted this clown in office again, folks. This is the breakdown of America. This is the breakdown of intelligence. We are going to get our ass kicked by countries that actually believe and uphold science and fact, like China, like Japan, places like that, where we always don't want to be behind them. But if we continue to make it seem like education is a bad thing, where do you think we're going to go? I'll give you guys this. What states in the United States are dead last in education? You think it's Democratic states? Nope. It's not. It's the places where Republicans want to replace education with religion that, mind you, they do not believe in. They pretend like they do so that they can control the people who believe in that shit and keep their asses in line. That's the point. And Democrats have got to tackle that too. Democrats have got to come up here and start swinging a bigger bat and swinging it harder to break up this, I believe in religion, and so it should run parallel with politics. We've got to stop that. Because if somebody wants to govern their life by religion, fine, do your life like that. But you cannot be having these policies govern everybody else. And by people who really believe in that stuff, trying to govern like that, you're giving the Republicans a win each and every time. And the Republicans who are in power, they don't believe in that shit. They just want the money and the power to do what they want to do. And so, folks, we've got to get back or I don't even say get back. We've got to start anew with education and critical thinking in kindergarten, hell, maybe even in early child care. Well, I don't want to go that early because I do want kids to just kind of enjoy being kids. But if we don't start doing that, the erosion of this country is going to continue to happen. It is a problem when leadership is actively trying to denounce education, and particularly because the people who lead in advanced education right now in the world, in America, is Black women, and they hate that shit. But we need more of that to progress, not regress. So post your comments. Go check out my boy, comedian Godfrey. He's funny. Last thing I got for you guys, my boy DL Hughley. This comes to us from him. I call him and Don Legend the DLs, not the Download Brothers, but the Legends. They've teamed up together. They used to not like each other. And they both were progressives, but they just kind of had different policies. And now they do these great tours. DL Hughley, folks, is talking about Clarence Thomas, one of the people on this planet I despise so bad. He replaced Thurgood Marshall on the Supreme Court, which just bugs me. Thurgood Marshall was the first Black man on the Supreme Court. He helped get landmark stuff done, upholding law that was voted. And Clarence Thomas is a Black dude who wants to assimilate so bad to white people. I'm surprised he ain't went in there and bleached his skin white yet. He's married to a white pumpkin that has hair. And anytime there's something that could uplift minorities, women, and Black people, Clarence Thomas votes against it. Now, make no mistake, folks, people always like to call these type of Black dudes Uncle Toms, when at the end of the day, folks, Uncle Tom sacrificed himself for 2 Black women at the end. Clarence Thomas ain't never going to do that shit. Like I said, he married a white woman. I'd be surprised if the Black people in his family still own up to him. But anyway, take a look at what my boy DL Hughley had to say, and then we'll break this down and get out of here.
Clarence Thomas was an unremarkable man. He's been an unremarkable Supreme Court justice until I see a very few decisions. For decades, he didn't write a majority or a minority opinion. As a matter of fact, he didn't utter a sound from the bench. It was noteworthy once he asked a question during the Supreme Court hearings. But now he's had a chance to weigh in. Clarence Thomas, I think, is MAGA's Martin Luther King. Every single thing that Martin fought for, Clarence helped erode. Everything. He's impactful in women losing autonomy of their body, overturning Roe versus Wade. He is impactful in helping the Voters' Rights Act be gutted. They picked the right guy. They picked a guy who had a disdain for his people, who would manifest it in judicial decisions. I used to think that the most consequential Black man in America over the last 50, 60 years was either Martin Luther King or Barack Obama. But every single thing that they fought for, that they wanted, he's helping to erode. Every single thing. All the progress that they helped fight for, he is helping to take back and doing it gleefully. You can always count on him being, he's so conservative, other people look at him and go, damn, you're conservative. I think that when you look at what has happened and what has happened in his tenure, particularly this last iteration of his tenure, it has been devastating, and he's gleefully done it. Martin marched. Clarence sat. And they both helped change the world. Everything he did, he took back. It's a little note from the GED section. Got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the DL Hughley Show.
100%. 100%. And people on the Republican side, the ones who are not that educated, that Hillary Clinton called deplorables, that never research anything, or if they do, they only research like the surface part because they can't stand in-depth review. They like stuff like Make America Great Again or Lock Her Up. That's the extent of how much research they want to do. They don't know that this dude serves a white master named Harlan Crow, who gives him campers and sends him on trips. Just too much buddy-buddy stuff going on. Legal cases that have been brought that this Harlan Crow needed. He rules on it. And it's so frustrating that this man continues to do these opinions and vote on things that change the lives of folks his own skin color. Because he feels like he's so insulated, nothing is going to touch him. Not to mention that his wife had something to do, was in some emails with the folks that rioted the Capitol. He should have been recused from that from back then. And so, folks, this just tells me more and more that Democrats, when you get the power, you've got to wield it. You've got to do something about that Supreme Court in terms of you've got to flip those numbers. We cannot continue to have this conservative Supreme Court overruling things that former conservative Supreme Court said was okay. That's like the mind-blowing stuff here. Like this, we've had racist Supreme Courts in the past. And even they had a little integrity about the Constitution. This one right here, absolutely not. And mind you, Clarence Thomas, I guess he got mad with black folks when he thought he was going to get some of Anita Hill panty draws, and she said hell to the no. He took her to court and won, but I guess he never got over that. So that was more fuel to hate his own skin and to hate black folks. So he continues to vote against us. So people, you have got to get on your horse. Start voting. Start voting progressive. Start voting in your local elections so that you can uphold. We've got to have barriers to the next time, hopefully no time soon, hopefully never again, that we get this kind of a government that is against everything that makes life fair and equitable for everybody. That starts with your city council, your state, your county. Barrier, so that you're not having to be controlled and construed by fascists, oligarchs, and those who do not believe in equality for everybody, like Clarence Thomas. So, folks, that is going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. I'm on a road. This is 3 days I've been able to meet with you guys at lunchtime. Hopefully, I will be here tomorrow on my birthday at noon again. We can wrap it up and talk and see what's going on in politics. Hopefully, the war will be over. I doubt it. Either way, we'll talk about it. Come join me tomorrow, people. I'll be trading stocks again. This is the link. Win by losing in stocks. I'm there at 9:30 every day, showing you what is on my list and giving you little tidbits of my system. If you ever want to get a one-on-one with me, that's how you do it right there at calendly.com/Lamont Tyson. And until that next Sexy as Hell video, please continue to share me, and I'll see you.
Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body.